If you're watching this video, you got a noise in the back of your 2000 to 2005 Honda Civic. What it is, most of the time, it's the rear wheel bearing. So I could try to explain it just a little bit on what happens. Then we'll get to the video on how to remove these and install new ones. Very simple. Just watch the video. But this is what happens. Inside here, this goes into a spline and the tire spins. When you get to a high rate of speed, it starts to make noises, like a howling noise or a weird noise in the car. You don't know where it's coming from. Usually sounds from the back of the car. Always make sure your tires are balanced, because believe it or not, sometimes if your tires were never balanced, you bring it to a gas station or a tire place and they don't remember to balance them because they're too lazy. That's what it could be too. So have it checked first to make sure they're balanced. If they're not, then this is going to be your problem. Inside here, like I said, it sits on the spline, and you'll see in the video. But inside are bearings, and these, you can see here, the bearings just collapsed inside. You could see just all the damage. This is not supposed to be a part like this. And you can see the bearings inside. It came apart. I don't know if it was a cheap part put on the car, most likely. If you're gonna order these, try to order the better quality. Yo, Sonny! If you're watching this video, you have a slight hum or a loud hum coming from your rear wheel, either the left or the right side, all right? When you're driving in your 2005 Honda Civic, 2000 to 2005, I guess. What you want to do is you want to check the rear wheel bearings, all right? So what you want to do is, obviously you need a jack. If you have one, 3-ton jack, you could use this, or if you have some jack stands, you could use those too, but you're going to need a jack to jack it up to put the stands under. What you want to do is you want to look under here. You see a couple of slots. That's where the jack would go. So you want to jack this guy up. Make sure you have your emergency brake on. All right. As long as the tire's off the ground, you're good to go. You don't have to go too high. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is obviously have your tools ready. You're going to need a 3/4 inch socket to take the lug nuts off. What I'm going to use is my rigid impact. Okay, we're going to get the tire off first. This rigid works really well if you're interested in an impact wrench. It's pretty strong. And it's actually affordable. So put your lug nuts over to the side. Want to take your tire off. Watch your little hubcap here. Put your tire aside. And what you have here is the drum. This drum has to come off. Sometimes if they're stuck, they have these little holes here. You put some bolts in and you screw the bolts in and it pulls it off. But sometimes with a little bit of a light tap. And remember, when you take this off, there's a lot of brake dust in here. You don't want to breathe this stuff in. So put your drum aside. And before we continue, it's a good idea to have a mask on, but you want to take some brake cleaner. You want to kind of clean this out a little bit. Clean this area out. Okay. Once you clean it out, got this little cap here. I want to get a screwdriver with a hammer. You want to go between here. You want to try to get this cap off. So take your time. Let's grab the bigger screwdriver now. Let's see if this will work. So when you see those videos where everything comes off so easy, it doesn't come off so easy. There you go. And there was some anti-seize in here. We're going to straighten this out with some pliers here. But yeah, it looked like they put some anti-seize in there. It was still stuck. All right, so you take the cap off. Always have yourself some napkins over here. I hope the other side goes easier than this. You want to just wipe off whatever you're taking off, because when you put it back on, you know, you're not grabbing onto a bunch of crap like a mess. And again, I'm going to straighten this out. Put that aside. Now here we have a nut you have to take off. It's a 32 millimeter nut. Okay, but you can see there's a little indent here, so you gotta get your screwdriver and take that indent up, because that little indent is what keeps it from loosening. So you want to just give that a little bit of a tap. Where are we? Let's put that over here. We'll get the little screwdriver here. You can see that kind of where they bent it in. All right, so now we're going to get our wrench. We're going to put this on. We'll see if this guy will take it off. If not, I might have to use a breaker bar. Nope, came right off. Nice. So you can see here, there's a little indent right here, and this is called a spline. And you have to tap this into the little indent. I don't know if you could see it, so it keeps it from backing off when you're driving. And when you put this back on, you have to have it at torque, 134 pounds. You have to torque it to 134 pounds when we put it back on. So this is the hub right here, the hub bearing. And you can see no problem coming off. Look at this. Fell apart. Look at it. I don't know if you, I'm sure you can see it, but this is definitely an issue right here. So we got a replacement. We'll put this aside. Again, you want to wipe everything off. Grab a little, where we are. Where are we, kiddo? A little bit more of the brake cleaner. All right, you want to check your spline, make sure it's clean. The spline has to be clean and free of contaminants when you put your bearing hub back on. Okay? Because if not, you're just going to contaminate the bearing hub. You're going to have a problem again. So don't worry about all this down here. You want to make sure the spline is good right here. This little shaft. So we're going to wipe it down good. You see a little rust. I see a little rust. Take a little bit of sandpaper, just a little bit. You want to clean the surface. A little surface rust in here. It's always good to have a little bit of sandpaper in your box. Now remember, this doesn't spin, it's the bearing hub that spins the tire. So lot of videos you'll see they'll just throw the hub right back on. Some of them don't even grease it. So once that's cleaned up, we got to get some more brake cleaner. Want to wipe it off. See how much better that looks? All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to grab the parts. Make sure your work area is free of any kind of obstacles. You're going to reach down now, you're going to get your part. I ordered these on Amazon. If you need the part number for a 2000 to 2005 Civic, that's it right there. Just put in Google BHA 54271 and these will come up. I got a pair of them for under $100, which is it's a good price. So when you're reinstalling these guys, you can tell the difference from the old one to the new one. I mean, the old one, if you look, as opposed to the new one, where it literally separated inside. See the difference? You know? So before you put it on, you just want to inspect it. Make sure this one's not falling apart. Make sure there's no play in it. Okay. Wouldn't hurt to wipe it off real quick. Okay. Nice. So before we install it, you want to grab some grease. What I use is I use the marine grease. It's for high temperature. All right. You want to get yourself, I think I got one here. I got a used one, but I'm going to put it on. You got to put it on your fingers. Put that down over here. Just want to take a little bit and you want to lube the shaft over here, cuz just back and forth. You don't want to put a ton of it on here. It's too much is no good. Just a coating. Okay. You just want to coat the spline. I'm saying that right, spline. All right, now that you got the spline greased, take this off. You're gonna grab your new hub bearing and you're basically gonna slide it right in, nice and easy. There you go, you push it all the way in, reach in, push the bearing in, and there you go. It's in nice and tight. So what you want to do now is obviously put everything back the way you took it apart. Just tighten it real quick with this. And you're going to grab your torque wrench. Make sure I got putting the right one in here. Where is it? Okay. If you don't know what a torque wrench is, Gives it the proper the proper torque specs that are made for each nut, bolt, and everything else for safety. The way you use it is you have a gauge here. All of them are different, but if you're not sure how to use one of these, just YouTube it. We need 134, so we got to bring it a little bit past 130. Bring it up to 130. That would be 130, and then 4. All right, and you're gonna crank this thing until it clicks. There it is. So it's clicked in. 134 pounds. Then you're gonna take screwdriver, take a Phillips head. You're going to want to bang this back into the groove. You can see how it bends into it, so it won't come out. Nice. So after you do that, you're going to grab your drum. Wouldn't hurt to clean it out if you want to spray it out, but this one's clean. If yours is dirty, spray it out and give it a good cleaning job. Line it back up onto your lug nuts. Push it back in. When you're done putting in your drum, don't forget to put in your cap. All right, so I'm going to get this cap in. You want to kind of put it in there evenly and give it a few taps with a hammer. If you want to take a little bit of a rag or some paper towel so you don't damage it too much, and give it a tap. This keeps the dust out. See, make sure it's sealed all the way around. You're gonna grab your tire. Put your tire back on. Grab your lug nuts. Your hubcap, if you have one of these where you have to put it on first before the lug nuts, get this on. Always remember this little groove here goes where the air stem is. So you're going to go in, you're going to get one nut going just to hold the tire in place. Push the other one in, get this one going, get the other one in. That's pretty much it. You're going to tighten this back down. For people out there that aren't familiar with torque specifications, you can go on your phone and you can just very simply put 2005 Honda Civic lug nut torque, and then you just search it. And it'll tell you. You want to torque 80 pounds, okay? The recommended lug nut torque for a 2005 Honda Civic is 80 pounds on the lug nuts. Me, I usually do it by hand, but if you want to do it, you can do the torque 80 pounds per torque, all right? Then you want to tighten this in a star pattern. You don't want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. You want 1, 2, 3, 4. And what we can do, just to satisfy the viewer, we're going to check the 80 pounds, which I believe it's going to be more than 80 because this thing is pretty strong. You're going to bring this down to all the way down to 80. See the 0 and the 80. Let me see if I do one more, if it's closer. No, it's right there. That's 80. So let's see. Yep. Good. And that's it. That's how you change a rear wheel bearing, hub bearing, for a 2000 to 2005 Honda Civic. I hope this video helped. If it did, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. We got some other videos coming out on the Civics. And give us a like so this video makes it to other people and it helps them out. I appreciate it. We'll catch you on the next one. If you're on my channel, you know what we have to do now. What do we got to do? Yo, Sonny! Where are you, son? Sonny. Sonny, you in there, son? Sonny! Sonny, what do you want to do, son? It's getting late. We got to go inside, bro. Are you ready? Come on. Come on, Sonny.